Thank you very much.
So the first question is, when will this peak in the world? That's a very good question, and I'm sure everyone has that on their mind. One thing we are not able to do is to predict what will happen. What we need to do is prepare for any scenario. And the trajectory of this pandemic, the trajectory of each epidemic in each country is dependent on the actions of each country. So what we have seen in several countries in Asia, we've seen them tackle this virus, be aggressive in their approach in terms of finding their cases and contacts, and have this comprehensive approach that we've discussed previously, mobilizing their workforce, having an all-of-government, all-of-society approach. We've seen them turn the corner. So we've seen them have very strong, very bad epidemics and have them peak. Hopefully that they've peaked. China has certainly peaked and there's been a decline, but there's always the chance that those cases can increase again. So we always have to be on the ready to look for any cases that pop up. With regards to the rest of the world, as I said, it will depend on how countries react to their first cases and if they have an aggressive approach to those first cases. For countries that are dealing with clusters of cases, it will depend on how they aggressively look for the chains of transmission within those clusterings of cases, making sure that they identify every single case, every contact, separate the contacts, put them in quarantine. And for those countries that are dealing with much larger outbreaks and community transmission, making sure that there's a much broader approach in terms of mobilizing their entire workforce to support the response to this, making sure that their hospitals have the possibility to cope with increasing numbers of cases. But it's impossible for us to say when this will peak globally. We hope that it is sooner rather than later. But again, we can't emphasize enough that there have been countries that have demonstrated the ability to turn the tide, to suppress transmission. And it is in the hands of every country to be able to do that. So we are hoping that more countries put more aggressive efforts into doing so.